Hi, and welcome to Speed and Science. This is Mark, and my name is Udo. This is episode 7, Mark, and we call it The Quest for Power, the MIT series twin cam heads. So, in the previous episodes, we talked about our project MIT for the shovel heads. We talked about the Verocity twin cam heads. We talked about the fact that that these heads give us more power than the OEM heads.
Right.
And Mark, frankly, these are a lot of heads to get my heads around. So can you please tell me, explain this variety?
All right, Udo. Out of all engine components, the heads are by far the most complex and the most important, pieces for the equation. They control total airflow. Also, they determine and control the combustion process. So, therefore, they're really, really important. A properly matched head will dramatically improve the engine's performance.
Right. Yeah.
So it's quite obvious, but then people start asking, okay, so what head is correct for my engine? So they go out and start looking, and then most of the time they will go for highest advertised airflow numbers, which unfortunately is fundamentally wrong.
Really?
Yes, a balance between airflow and flow velocity is a very, very tricky one, and that balance is absolutely crucial for engine performance. Bigger, might be better in a relationship, but not necessarily inside the internal combustion engine.
Right.
With that in mind, we created two different headsets. So basically, we gave you, the customer, a choice. Twin cam engines, they are extremely, extremely popular, and they powering countless of different bikes, ranging from stripped down Dynas and Softails all the way up to full dressers, cruising down the interstate with 2 people aboard and their luggage and maybe towing the trailer.
Right.
So each and every situation requires different setup for proper performance. And until now, traditional has been done by selecting different camshafts, playing with the fuel maps, different gear ratios, and all that.
Right.
By adding 2 headsets to the equation, having a perfect setup is simply a matter of choice.
Mark, we've got these new MIT heads. What is the main difference or the improvements over those Verocity heads?
Well, Harley-Davidson engines historically produced very nice and flat torque curve that kicks in early in a RPM range, and that particular characteristics produces a mechanical calmness, for lack of a better word.
Right.
So what we've done with the Verocity heads, we took that characteristics and we raised it up by fair percentage. So basically, it's a fantastic upgrade for stock bikes between 96 and 110 cubes, regardless of the body style. Now, with the MIT series heads, we took all that and we raised it up to another new level. After an intense R&D process, we came up with the different, very unique port shapes. We modified the combustion chamber.
Right.
For much higher compression ratio. We're using 2-inch intake valve, we're using high lift springs and a number of other improvements. So all these changes significantly raise the peak horsepower and move the entire power band within the RPM range. So what we've done, if tire chirping at every gear change is a thing for you or for you,
exactly.
This is definitely a headset you want.
I guess the biggest thing that I would be concerned about is, are there any hidden costs or are there any special parts that are required to do that upgrade?
Well, first things first, these heads respond very well to aggressive camshafts. So a late intake closing shaft is recommended due to a high compression ratio.
Okay.
The larger intake port requires another intake manifold with about 1.8 opening and 55 millimeter or so throttle body. You will need, of course, new fuel map, at which point your tuner may or may not recommend higher capacity fuel injectors. The heads are pre-machined for automatic compression release valves, which is also a must. I mean, with 12 to 1 compression ratio, the starter will have hard time going over the hill as it is. Other than that, the usual stuff, seals, gaskets, that's about it.
Mark, in the previous episodes, we talked about these high-strung engines, these tire chirpers, the high horsepower motors that possibly have a shorter life. Is this the case here?
Well, the high-power engines can and should be as reliable as anything else, but of course they require way more attention to maintenance. Having tons of power available is surely tempting, but not following manufacturers' recommendations and schedules will hurt your engine way more than any amount of horsepower. That's given. Here's the thing. So, okay, you built yourself a really nice engine.
Yeah.
Before you fire it up, please make sure you double and triple check everything, starting with torque values, presetting mixture, ignition timing, valve train setting, all kinds of things. Little details matter. It cannot be stressed enough how important it is. Small details win the race, as simple as that. On top of it, we always recommend using dyno for final tuning.
Yeah.
So please do yourself a favor, same as I mentioned this already last time, but I'm gonna do it again. Go out, find yourself a really, really good, reputable tuner. It will save you lots and lots of time and grief down the road. So this is really, really important, and your bike will love you for that.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos and learn about them, subscribe below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.